Hi, welcome to another edition of the Library Marketing Show. I'm Angela Hursh from superlibrarymarketing.com, and it's the end of the month, so we're going to do our social media headlines. Before we get into it, if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel already, I would really love it if you did so. Please get your fingers ready. I know you're going to have comments about this video. You can do so down below. I'm going to put all of the information about what I'm going to talk about today down in the show description. So let's get into our social media headlines. Actually, it's just about one platform in particular, but there are a couple of things going on with it. So I want to talk through them. Instagram is testing out some stuff, and I want to give you a heads up about it because I think it's going to affect your work if these tests end up being things that they roll out. So the first big one is apparently they are testing hiding story frames after a certain frame count. What does that mean? So if you do anything with Instagram stories, you may do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, however many frames you want to make a story that's long or short. Apparently in this test, if you go beyond 3 frames, which I think is about 30 seconds, they hide every frame after the 3. And there's like a little toggle or a prompt that people have to click on to see the last 4+ frames of your story. I think this is going to have big implications for story engagement and the creation of stories if it ends up that this test is something they roll out. Not quite sure why they're doing this, but it's just something to keep in mind and watch for as you're thinking through, especially this summer, how you're going to be making Instagram stories. You might want to think about doing stories that don't have a whole lot of frames in them. The other thing that's happening with Instagram is apparently it's testing a fully immersive feed. And what that means is when a person scrolls through Instagram, it would have the feed, stories, and reels all in one feed. So now we have to go up, right now we have to go to the top and click on stories to watch them. And then you have to kind of like click that special icon that looks like a movie clapboard to get to the reels. But Instagram is testing mashing all of those things together in a rolling feed on the app. I've been trying to think through what this would mean for libraries, if this is a good thing or a not good thing. I tend to think it'll be a good thing because it will be an easier user experience for people on Instagram. Again, just something to keep in mind as you are moving forward. If those tests turn out to be something that Instagram rolls out, this is going to have implications for your library. And then I found out this week that people who go on Instagram are spending 20% of the time that they're using on the app watching reels. Having some conversations with some folks in libraries, I think reels are really important to start thinking about, more important than TikTok in my opinion. I think there's more engagement for libraries with reels, and so 20% of the time on Instagram spent on reels, that's a huge chunk of time. If you haven't started making reels yet, you can do so. And most of the libraries I know that are doing them are doing very short reels, and they're having great engagement. So you don't have to spend a whole lot of time making reels. I'm going to put a link to the Social Media Today story that told me about all 3 of those things down in the show description. You can go to superlibrarymarketing.com and click on the Library Marketing Show tab to suggest a topic for a future episode or to nominate your library or someone else's library for Kudos in an episode. And Kudos today is going to go to the Coos Bay Library. They are working with some partners in their organization to provide food vouchers in their community. And they even have a program where someone can get a food voucher and go to this special place to purchase their food. I believe it's a grocery store, and then bring it to the library, and they get to like participate in a cooking class. So not only are they helping to bridge that food gap in their community, but they're trying to help teach their community members how to cook better, eat better, even on a budget. So I just want to commend them for that partnership. That seems like a really great opportunity for both their library and their patrons. Great job, Coos Bay. I would love it, again, if you subscribe to my channel. Comment on this video if you have something you want to add to the Instagram conversation. And I just want to thank you again for spending time with me. I'll see you next time.